I've had a private practice with counseling for almost 50 years now, and a central part of my practice, woven within it, is supporting clients in doing dream work. The power of dreams in our lives is, for many, an access way to the language of the soul. The reason dreams are so powerful is because we are not controlling them. They're totally organic. Yes, there's ways to study lucid dreaming and starting to ask for dreams that you want. But I'm talking about most dreams that come to us and they're wildly unexpected and sometimes a bit bizarre in how they are speaking metaphorically. It's a bit of a trick to learn the language of one's own inner world through dreams. So, a few things that I've learned. Let me tell you about an experience I had with dreams that basically they became the North Star that led me through a dark passage at a challenging time in my life. I used to work for the University of Santa Monica. They offer a master's degree program in spiritual psychology. I facilitated courses. I was the director of admissions. I was a very key member of the organization underneath the directors of the school. I gained so much from my time there, but I was there 16 years and I grew so much. About year 15, I started to have the sense that I may be done with working at the university. But then I had to reckon with a part of me that did not want to be done. I was viewed very well by the community. I was loved, a beloved member of the community. I was in a prominent role. I loved facilitating the master's degree program, the teachings of spiritual psychology. I was paid well. So my identity after 15 years was pretty interwoven with my role there on faculty. So I resisted any thought of moving on. So the more I resisted through that final 16th year, the more my dreams started coming to me incessantly, insistently, with a dramatic, consistent message. It's time to move on from the university. And because they were so relentless and so consistent, I really struggled with them because they were just telling me to go a direction. Some huge part of me was very hesitant to go. And I fought it. So I started working with a Jungian therapist, and we would work with my dreams, and I would give them a voice. I would get involved with the deep nature of the revelation that was coming to me. They were all crystal clear in many, many myriad of ways, but the message was always the same. This season of your life is complete. It's time to let this go and move on to the next. So the therapist helped me a great deal, but most of all, I had to take the time to give voice to my dreams, which was revealing the wisdom from deep inside of me that was coming to me to help me usher me to the next level of my life's fulfillment. And the truth and the relentless nature and the consistent nature finally just convicted me. I knew I need to let go. I need to honor my truth and not pretend that this is working for me. And as soon as I started to consider moving on, I got in touch with more truth that I really wasn't happy in the job, that I felt restricted in the job, that I didn't feel there was a level of collaboration or vulnerability with the directors of the school. I began to be surprised that I had hidden my displeasure after 15 years. So it only made sense that it was time to move on. And I'll never forget when I finally wrote the email that said, we need to meet so we can discuss my resignation. And then I pushed send, and my entire world just shifted. Because after 16 years, I went into private practice. I had much more time with my family. I started homeschooling my kids. I never, ever regretted stepping out of the university. I gained so much there, but I was done. And I'm so thankful that my dreams were the revealing agent because they didn't have an agenda that I had programmed. It was the deeper nature of my own wisdom that knew I was to move on. Very grateful that I did. So, working with clients who have dreams, there's a few things that perhaps would be helpful about how I work with dreams. You may have heard this before, but it can be valuable to consider every aspect of a dream, the different characters, the landscape, the feeling, the kind of circumstances is a part of our consciousness. It's a mirror to us, all the different aspects. So some dream work involves having one aspect of the dream, let's say a river that you're in, talk to you that's on the bank of the river and start to have a dialogue that can open up the dream and the wisdom that's woven in it. I also discovered decades ago that the Aboriginal Indians in Australia, the way they work with dreams, dreams are the guiding North Star source of wisdom and direction for their entire tribal life. So every morning they gather together and people share powerful dreams. And then the group picks together one dream and they select it and they enter into the dream, everybody, right where it stopped. And then the dream goes on and people share what they see in the dream going on. And the dream, so their whole stance is dreams do not end. We might wake up, but they are available. And that flow of wisdom and flow of revelation is readily available to re-enter and access and harvest, which is amazing to me. So I invite you to consider learning more about dreams. If I can ever assist you in working with that kind of a passage you're in, where your inner guidance, perhaps through your dreams, perhaps through journaling, perhaps through revelations while walking in nature, something that's guiding you that says, I'd like you to listen to me. I'm trying to get through to you. I'm here. So welcome aboard to the process of surrendering as a way of living life to its fullest. Thanks for being with me.